Hello and welcome to Capstone HCA 424 for spring semester 2014. My name is Chris Gibbons. I'm going to be your instructor for your final course of the program, and I am honored to be so. If you think about everything that you have accomplished to get to this point, it is quite amazing. And I know because I've been there myself. I know how it is doing a distance ed program, a lot of nights trying to beat a Sunday deadline. And then on top of that, you're dealing with your job obligations and family obligations and trying to have a personal life in there as well. And I know it's been very difficult. It has been a challenge. But again, you've made it. So give yourself a pat on the back for what you've accomplished. It truly is a testament of sticking with something and finishing it to the end. So congratulations. Well, in this welcome video, what I want to do is really highlight the flow of the course and talk about the major projects. Now, please look at the syllabus, look at it in detail. That will talk about all the requirements for this course. I don't want you to think that I'm covering everything here, but I want to especially highlight the big projects because you will need to get started on those right away. One major thing to be aware of is that we pretty much have lost a week in this course because all of you are graduating. So it's a capstone course, obviously. With graduating seniors, grades are actually due in Module 8. Your final grade is due Wednesday of that week in Module 8. So pretty much Module 8 is not going to happen. We will be doing a final reflection piece in Module 8, but that just basically says we've got 7 modules to do everything that we really need to do. And getting started on those major projects right now is going to really help reduce the stress of this course. And I've designed the course to be stress-free as long as you just do a little bit every week. I would plan on about 3 to 5 hours a week, and you should be fine. I've also designed it to build to that final presentation. So, and I'll show you here in just a moment because I want your final presentation to kind of blow everybody's socks off here at the college. Other people will be seeing those final presentations. Your program chair, Dr. Watson, she'll pop in. A lot of your other instructors will be popping in and viewing those final practicum presentations. But let's talk about the flow of the course and then the major projects. Okay, let's take a look at the syllabus. All right, so here you go. You've got the syllabus. Hopefully you've downloaded it and you've printed it out, a hard copy. I do my best to try to make sure that there are no errors in there. So hopefully I have everything pretty much up to speed at this point on the syllabus. But if there is an error, I will let you know and I'll communicate that through usually the course news. The course news is a very important communication tool that I use, so please look at the course news often throughout the week. I use it like a blog for the class, so you'll see a lot of things in there. Please review that course news frequently, and of course, always check your college email. Now, all right, let's talk a little bit again about the flow of the course. Okay, so these are the major assignments that will be due for the course. You can see the point value. I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest ones that have the biggest single point values, the ones that I feel that you should start to work on most quickly. But let's look at the flow of the course. Okay, here you see we have the modules laid out, 1 through 8. You can pretty see Module 8, we have the only thing that we have to do in that is a reflection paper. Again, that's going to be relatively easy, not any stress there. And mark this down. It is due Tuesday on April 29th because grades are due Wednesday for you guys on that week because you graduate on Friday. So we got to get the grades in. We do not want to hunt you down to seek out that final grade. We want to make sure everything is done. You don't have to have any problems with your commencement and getting your diploma. So we're going to have that due on Tuesday. Okay, so that's a reflection paper. Should be easy. Spend a couple hours on it, if even that, and you should be fine on that. Okay, but let's talk about the flow of the course. In the modules, I try to balance the activities. So in Module 1, we're going to have a project conference. Right out of the gate, I want to talk to you one-on-one. You'll schedule a time to speak to me. I have a scheduler on there. It's also a schedule I use for my other duties here at the college, so don't let the medical imaging part of the scheduler throw you. Just simply schedule a time, put your telephone number in there, and I will call you. Let's try to get all of your one-on-one conferences, that project conference, done this week. If necessary, if it doesn't work for your schedule or for some reason we can't connect this week, we'll connect early next week. But let's talk. We definitely want to talk about your projects on an individual basis, because I know some of you had some unique situations going on with practicum. Okay, so make sure you do that. Right away, first thing like on Monday, is schedule your conference time. We're going to have some mini cases. They're not too bad. They're typically just only one page. You'll be given a scenario, and you'll be using those tools and skills that you have learned throughout the program to solve these little mini cases. And you'll be answering a few questions about the cases. So we're going to bring back, and it's a showcase for you to show and demonstrate what you've learned in these mini cases. Also in week 1, we would like you to do a LinkedIn profile. As a professional, it is important to network. And LinkedIn is one of the tools out there available to do that. We would like you to do a LinkedIn profile, and then you will read the instructions. You will then look for the group, Mercy College Healthcare Administration, Alumni Student Group. I have the exact details in the syllabus and in that project link. And join that group. Joining that group I know, because I'm in charge of the group, that you have done the project. So that particular, not really a project, but assignment. Also, we would like to have you do a program profile. You're getting ready to leave us, and we want some information about you. And if anything should come up in the future, could be job opportunities, could be important college information, that we want a mechanism to contact you. We are now doing these with all students, especially starting as they go through the program. But we wanted to get you guys before you left with the program profile. So please do that. And then you'll have a discussion, a very easy discussion assignment. In week 2, another mini case. You'll be doing a knowledge summary, which is basically, I'll give you a reading and you'll put it in your own words. Not very difficult. And then your Move Note leadership presentation will be due. That's one of the 3, I guess, rather larger assignments that will be due. So in 14 days, on Sunday at midnight in Module 2, your leadership presentation is going to be due. Now, it's not that difficult. But and I'll go in just a moment. I'll talk a little bit more about the 3 major projects. So I'll just hold off there for a second. Week 3, again, another mini case. You're going to be doing something called a leadership peer evaluation. You're going to be watching those presentations and then providing peer evaluations on your fellow classmates in week 3. And then a discussion, kind of an easy assignment. Week 4, very light, because I know you're going to be working on that mini case, or the major big project, which is the practicum presentation. So all you have is a mini case report and a knowledge summary. No discussion. Keep it light. Focus on your practicum presentation. In week 5, we've got the mini case report. Again, very simple. You typically answer 3 to 4 questions about the case. Maybe 1 page or so of text, not too bad. A paragraph per question is all you need to do on that. Then the Move Note practicum presentations are due in week 5. That is the big chunk of your grade. So, and then also just another simple discussion that we'll have in week 5. Now, we have to have these practicum presentations due in week 5 because we're going to spend the next 2 weeks, because we've only got 7 weeks in this course. We're going to spend the next 2 weeks viewing each other's presentation. Now, it's only fair that everybody has the same due date. So even though we may not view your presentation until week 7, it's not really fair that maybe you turn it in Module 6 and the other poor guy had to turn it in Module 5. So to be fair to everybody, all of them will be due at the end of Module 5. And then we will be viewing those along with the college faculty and administration might be popping in, providing peer evaluations on those in weeks 6 and 7. Okay, so very important. After you get done with week 5, it's pretty much over the hump, and the course will lighten up. You've done all the major, the big chunk of points are completed at that point. Week 6, mini case report, again, easy. You're going to continue to do your peer evaluations, and you'll do another knowledge summary on some current information regarding healthcare administration. Week 7, your practicum paper is due. That is the third of the 3 big assignments. I provide a template. Basically, just follow the template, fill it out, and you should be fine. We'll do more peer evaluations on there, and then you'll have your last discussion of all time, or at least for this program, will be in week 7. And then week 8, again, we've only got a couple days in week 8, you'll prepare a final reflection paper. Okay, now let's take a look at what I call the 3 big ones, the 3 big assignments. And let's see here. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Okay. The 3 big assignments are the MoveNote leadership presentation, the MoveNote practicum presentation, which is worth 250 points. That's a couple of letter grades. And then the practicum paper. Now, here's how these 3 things work together. First of all, what's MoveNote? MoveNote is a screen capture and presentation web-based tool that you will use. I encourage you this week, go to MoveNote, movenote.com, play around with it, make a MoveNote. No one has to see it. Just get used to it. Get used to the technology. Again, try that out in week 1. Now I'm going to force you in week 2 to really have tried it out, because you're going to have a leadership presentation. You're going to present on a topic in leadership, and I'll give you those topics that you get to pick. But that will get you used to MoveNote. You'll learn how to hopefully make an effective PowerPoint. By this time, you should know how to make an effective PowerPoint, but we'll revisit the basics. Then I'll also give you a little bit more information about how to make an effective MoveNote, how to do eye contact with the camera, how to present to the camera, what we should look like when we're talking to the camera. And you'll be making basically a video of you presenting and talking about your PowerPoints in the MoveNote application. So you'll get some good practice with that leadership presentation, and that's worth 75 points. So those skills that you learn there are really going to help you, because you're going to be a little rough on it. But you'll learn from that. So when week 5 comes, week 4 and 5, when you're putting the final polishes on your practicum presentation, which will be in MoveNote, you'll know exactly what you want to improve and how to make it better. So again, I'm really anticipating that your practicum presentations are going to be really probably some of the best we've ever seen here at the college. So by kind of doing this 1-2 approach, getting you used to MoveNote, and then with the leadership presentation, and then you're going to really go for the points, the big points in your practicum presentation. Plus, we're also, we'll learn some great things about leadership in there as well. Okay, so the MoveNote presentation for the practicum will be much longer. It will have more slides, but it will be basically the same thing. You talking in front of a camera for a period of time about your PowerPoint presentation. Now, here's the third part of that, is your practicum paper. The practicum paper is, again, look at the template that's provided, and you can look at that today if you wish. You can go to the major assignments tab and look at that paper. But basically, you're going to divide your paper around 4 different kind of aspects of your practicum experience. Now, for all of you, it might be a little bit different, but generally these 4 different areas. And you're going to write your paper to that. Now, here's what I highly recommend, is that you work on that paper, because that early, even though it's not due until the end of Module 7, the rough draft of that paper could actually be a great scripting tool for you as you're doing your practicum presentation. So the 2 are going to go hand in hand anyway. You're going to have some written, I guess, kind of like a cue cards, kind of a visual narrative or a narrative that you're going to speak about, and that can be in your paper. And that can be in rough form. We're not going to see it, and then you can polish it up later in the couple weeks after the practicum presentation has been presented. But it will give you a good start on that too. So all three of these major topics, these major assignments, work together. The leadership presentation helps prepare you for the big practicum presentation. The paper, the practicum paper, will help prepare you in developing what you want to say, both for the paper itself and for the presentation. So again, you get kind of two for the price of one. Now, we've been doing move notes in other classes, and students always write some sort of script and practice it. Now, they don't read it to us. It's a big no-no. You don't want to look like as if you're reading a script to us. If you're good enough, some people are, you can actually read it but look like you're talking to us. But that takes a pretty high skill. So, but it can provide you a great way to practice what you're going to say and give you some good talking points that you can talk around. So, you want to start work on those, especially the paper and the move note practicum presentation early, like this week. I would highly recommend. Even starting on that paper this week would be a good idea. The leadership presentation shouldn't take terribly too long to do, but again, here's what I have found. Typically in a group of about 25 individuals, I'll have one or two that seem to have some kind of major problem on a technological aspect. Now, I expect you guys have been in this program for quite a while. You have been very familiar with your laptop. You've been doing VoiceThread. You've been doing all kinds of other media-rich projects. So we probably shouldn't have that many problems. But if we do, let's get them worked out early with this leadership presentation. The last thing we want to do is have your big final, your big summative presentation, and then you're calling me Sunday at midnight because nothing works, because you didn't try it in the weeks before to see that it was working. So, okay, so you'll be fine. We're going to make you try it. We're going to do some really good stuff with the leadership presentation, and that'll get you used to it. Okay, so we got the three projects. They all work together, kind of supporting each other and supporting your success in this class. So that covers some of the basics about the course. Let me just end this with a couple of points. One is, again, please look over the syllabus. Be aware of when the due dates are. Start work early. Okay, enough of that. The next thing is how to get in touch with me. Of course, I've got virtual office, as all instructors do. I have email. Of course, we all have that as well. But I'm also a big fan of text messaging. So I kind of pride myself in response time, rather measured in days or in hours. I like to kind of measure it in minutes with students. So if please use the text messaging. I'm going to put it in the course news. Use it wisely. Please don't, make sure you've done your due diligence and try to answer the question in the syllabus. But if you haven't found the question there, or I haven't posted it in the course news, or if it's not already been asked in the virtual office, use the text messaging. Or if there's an emergency, something's going on, you can't make a due date, you've been in the emergency room with a child, all Saturday night, and you're totally wiped out, let me know. Give me a call, or send me a text, and communicate with me. In general, about anything. That's kind of the key. Make sure that you communicate. It's when students don't communicate, then I'm kind of left in a situation where I can't help as much. So please keep the communication open, and you'll be just fine in this course. This will be a great kind of celebration and showcase of your talents in the program. And then I hope all of you are participating in commencement. We do a great commencement at Mercy College. I've been to a lot of commencements for myself and for others, and we do one of the best I've ever seen in the cathedral. All right, excellent. Well, thank you very much for watching the welcome video. Again, get started this week, and if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. And as always, thank you for watching.